Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the second semifinals of the Gen 1 OU Pokemon Battle Tournament.
Exactly. Now, by the way,
yes,
are you feeling a little thirsty? Because I thought they were bringing us some Mountain Dew. Oh.
No. The name of the team is the Mountain Mews.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Led by Teli.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Should have had a V8.
Yeah, the strawberry banana smoothie one's pretty good. Anyway, so,
but we got Teli of the Mountain Mews taking on Kevin of the Chicago Cubchews.
Okay, and the lineup we have for both teams, we
starting with the Mountain Mews.
Exactly. We have the three-tailed bully of a mon, Tauros.
The bullwhip.
Exactly.
Whip.
Why are you pronouncing the H? Anyway, Sandslash, Arcanine, who's ironically not with the Aussie Arcanines.
That's the second time we've had a Pokemon team name not have the Pokemon that it's named after.
Exactly. Articuno, Vileplume.
Actually, it's the third time, really.
Anyway. And finally, Starmie, the jewel of the team. And then,
well, it likes to think it's the jewel of the team because it's got that big one in the middle.
Yeah, but it has proven its worth over the course of the season. And then on the opposing side,
so for the Cubchews we have
the forearm of mayhem, Machamp. The devious,
and it runs with your doom. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one.
Yeah. And then we have that devious trickster of the mime that puts up the barriers, Mr. Mime.
It freaking kept blocking my Pokeballs in Legend ZA. Arceus.
Exactly. And then,
talk about a barrier to entry.
Exactly. By the way, apparently the next mon has been having trouble keeping together its acorns and whatnot. Because he's always riding on these nuts.
He's been riding on that joke all season. Get some new material!
Maybe this will finally drill it in.
That's a hard sell on that one.
Pretty much. Anyway.
Ain't getting in yet!
Next we have the triple head terror of Dodrio.
The duality of bird.
And if it ever gets into trouble, it can helicopter to 3 heads away. Hopefully, though, they can actually decide on the direction. And then, next, we have the terror of the deep, the cloak of the water, Vaporeon.
The sneaky fish.
Exactly.
Fish.
And then, finally, the wisdom of tails, Ninetales.
That's one set of tails I do not want to grab because I don't want to be cursed.
Exactly. You touch them tails, you're going to be cursed for at least 1,000 years. One for each tail you touch.
That's not a bad deal, then.
In other words...
Oh, no. It would have been 9,000 years for...
Exactly. Yeah. So, again, as we did with the last part of the semifinals, which mon on each side would you believe to be the most devastating?
Of the Cubchews, I would say possibly Machamp.
Yes.
Machamp is kind of decently speedy.
Yes.
He's got some good HP, so he can take a hit.
And he can certainly dish it.
But he can take it out. He can dish it out harder than he can take it.
Now, the only thing about him is, though, the thing that you got to keep in mind is his body is tough, but his mind is not.
Yes. And with that Starmie on Teli's team on the Mountain Mews, that can be some very big trouble for that Machamp.
Not only for the Machamp, but a majority of Kevin's team. I mean, with a Starmie that has Psychic, Surf,
and
Thunderbolt, that takes out pretty much the entirety of Kevin's team if he's not careful.
Yes. And then if she has to take a turn to recover, she's got Recover.
Exactly. So whatever damage has been dealt to the star
is just negated almost instantly.
Quite literally, could be the star player of this team.
Or possibly the entire tournament if everything goes into her favor.
Exactly. That is a good point. All right, and with that, let's get this battle underway.
Let's go down to the
field.
No, I was going to say something else. The pitch. There we go.
Okay, down to the pitch we go.
All right, so we three-headed bird versus the bully.
The three heads versus the three tails.
Oh, and that was a bad choice by Kevin. Already taken out by the
First
blizzard.
coin flip landed on tails. What will the other two land on?
Oh, but that submission did a decent amount of damage, but got hit by recoil.
And unfortunately, even with that crit, though, with it not being very effective, not going to do that a lot of damage, but it did a decent amount.
That Thunderbolt is just kind of eating away at Mr.
Well, because
Mom.
of the fact that the special got lowered and special attack and special defense are currently tied in one stat during Gen 1, that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
And Vaporeon just eats up that Thunderbolt regardless of being weak to it.
Oh, but that body slam paralyzing the jewel of the team. That's got to hurt.
The jewel cracked just a little, and that's why that happened.
Oh, but
the confusion
that
on
was
top of it.
Neat move, but I don't know if it was enough.
It may not be, but that surf definitely hurt.
It knocked itself, hit itself in the confusion.
There's the drill peck.
It didn't know which head to go after.
Exactly, I don't blame the confusion there.
Hyper Beam, takes it out, and because it's Gen 1, it does not have to recharge.
Alright, let's see how the Ice Queen, hits with the Blizzard, but...
Good read on Kevin, but that critical hit, Hyper Beam, takes it out.
Exactly, that made all the difference.
Oh, that Blizzard did a bunch of damage, but the critical hit...
The core weakness to rock.
And the critical hit did a lot, but why did he use Earthquake against a grass type? I'll never know.
Exactly.
But that Hyper Beam was a good choice. Agility, I don't know why you're using agility this late.
Especially with the health that low. But
yeah.
Maybe he was trying to help...
Fire Blast, takes it out, but it might be a little too far too late.
Exactly, and let me get the mouse out of here again. Confusion.
And there's Hyper Beam just takes it on out.
Let's say it again, folks. There goes the battle. Sorry. I'll stop doing that. So, with round 1 goes to Teli of the
Mountain Mews.
Mountain Mews. I almost said it wrong.
That was almost a one-sided fight. I mean, Teli controlled that fight throughout the entire thing.
Exactly. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. What was the last Pokemon that she did not send out?
I don't remember.
Oh, yes, it was her Sand Slash.
Oh, yeah, yes.
So, ironically enough, 3 tails.
Yeah.
Was not in Kevin's favor. The 3 tails thromped the 3 heads.
Yes.
Alright, on to the next battle.
Alright, let's see if Kevin learned anything.
And did Teli learn maybe some new tricks to do in order to ensure that none of her mons go down too soon?
Let's find out what happens in round 2.
Here we go.
We lead with Billy from Teli of the Mountain Mews, and these nuts
are right on these nuts.
But immediately swaps out to Vaporeon
to eat that
Blizzard.
Body
Slam does a good amount of damage because of the stab as well.
And no paralysis from
the Vaporeon though. Good answer back.
But but the Hyper Beam does not finish the job.
That's going to be troublesome for Tauros.
Yes. And unfortunately, you cannot trade out when you need to recharge.
Yes.
You have to wait for that to finish recharging.
So Vaporeon takes out gets the first kill. But Psychic just takes it out.
And Starmie comes back, and so it's now 1-1, blood for blood. What can Mr. Mime do?
Well, take a Thunderbolt pretty well.
And there's the paralysis.
Let's see how... just immediately swap out. We got Sonic the Sand Slash.
And she was awaiting the Thunderbolt. That's why she sent it out. Now that barrier could help with the defense here, and it does
play hard against that.
Exactly.
Psychic does decent damage.
There's another Earthquake still holding on.
But let's see how... we get a swap
I've been trying to avoid that Earthquake, but got hit by the Hyper Beam.
I think that was a poor choice on Kevin's part.
What was?
The swap out.
Actually, no. In this case, that actually helped him out because that gave him a free round to come back and do that.
Well...
Because had he left the Mr. Mime in, he wouldn't have had a free round of getting a speed off.
The Hyper Beam takes half damage, but
He was hoping for that crit, but unfortunately,
it's
it
just
come
not
and
enough.
Blizzard takes it out.
I love the elegance of this sprite of Articuno, by the way.
Yeah, in Gen 1, yes. Speaking of which, these are actually Pokemon Yellow sprites and not Red and Blue, which I am thankful for that because, let's face
Yellow
it,
sprites were better.
red,
But the Slate Powder Mist,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, that is not good for Teli's team right now.
and
But here goes Hyper Beam. Oh no, I forgot she swapped in. Fire
Blast,
Blast does barely a dent to Rhydon.
now let's see what happens here.
Toadette comes back out.
Oh,
Substitute
created
by
a
Rhydon.
substitute!
That could be a good play, but unfortunately
sleep-
does not protect against
Sleep
Sleep Powder.
So, what will happen here? Oh, the
We
trade
swap
out.
out to Ninetales.
And
Sword
Sword-
Dance by Toadette, but then immediately swaps out.
Back to the Fluffy Doggo. Fire Blast.
Oh, but it got a
the
critical hit.
Oh,
If-
that does make a
If
difference.
that was
for-
not resistance, that could have been terrible.
And a
but-
follow-up critical hit by the Body Slam is enough to take out the Doggo.
Yeah, let's see how Telly's going to respond.
Oh, a confused way on
Ray,
this jewel of a team.
Oh, hits itself for confusion. A paralyzed, confused Stormy is not a good option right now.
Oh, there's
Itself
another.
again.
It didn't know which way the forearms was coming, so it,
It hit itself that way.
exactly.
But
Oh,
Psychic
but that
almost
Psychic
takes it out. Let's see if Machamp can finish it off.
Oh, by the skin of its teeth.
If it had just stayed confused, this could have been a different story.
Exactly.
But now, Stormy is at full health like nothing happened.
Exactly. Man, you hate to see that happen.
There it goes, Machamp. That four-arm champion is down for the
You know the coach of the Cubchews are very mad about that situation.
Yeah.
But that Thunderbolt crit came back. That's the push they needed. Now, can they keep this momentum going?
Can it keep going, or are they going to pedal out? Oh, a critical hit takes out the Ice Queen. Oh my goodness. This is
become a
completely
3-on-1
different Kevin from the first round.
3-on-1 battle with a Psychic doing heavy damage.
Oh, and then Special falls down. Oh my goodness.
Now, if you send in Ninetales,
Ninetales is going to
finish
seal the
job.
deal, and he does. This is going to do it for Telly. Body Slam does not fully take it out.
But the Fire Blast was not a guaranteed hit.
Right. But
with the Body Slam and the Hyper Beam not doing the full amount of damage,
even with that crit, did not take out the Ninetales.
Exactly.
That's got to be a disappointing roll for the Mountain Mews.
And part of the reason why is because Bioflume is not built for physicals.
Yes.
It is built for specials. Barely. And with the fact that we don't have the physical special split just yet.
Right.
Any normal type move is considered physical. And unfortunately for Bioflume, it is not made for that kind of situation. But good try though. So with that, we have now come back down to a third round for the semifinals. It all ends here. Who will come out on top? Will we see a different lead this time? What did the trainers learn from their previous battle?
The ultimate question right now is it going to be brother or husband and wife?
Well, let's go down in the field and see what happens. And of course, we get the bull.
Mountain Mews leads the board again, but oh my goodness, Mr. Mime comes out first. Gets a critical hit from the Earthquake.
And I gotta say, I'm getting a feeling of deja vu, the feeling I've seen this bull before.
But swaps it out for Machamp, and the Earthquake does nothing to Machamp. He don't care about it.
He trains with Earthquakes.
Oh, but the Earthquake back does not do as much damage, but are we going to see a Psychic? And yes, we see a Psychic. Oh, got a critical hit. That was unfortunate for the Vaporeon. Then gets hit by Thunderbolt, but since it's so special heavy, it can take it.
Exactly.
Let's see what Machamp can do now after trying to get hit. Oh, recovers.
Knew the recovery was coming.
Oh, but the Psychic missed.
Because of the Gen 1 moves with 100% accuracy can still miss 1 out of 256% of the time.
How unfortunate that was.
Sorry, not percent. 1 out of 256 attempts. My apologies.
Just so unfortunate, but still was able to get the KO with the Psychic.
And Teli's team takes first blood.
Just recovering like nothing happened.
And that recovery was actually a good move because that Hyper Beam would have knocked it out.
Yes.
And
Just unfortunately on Kevin's side, starting off with a Hyper Beam is not always the best choice.
But that
in this
could
case,
matter.
This case, that Hyper Beam was a good choice.
And now we're back to the Bird versus the Bird.
Well, now we got Ninetales versus the Bird.
Oh, a
critical hit
and the
Frozen! Oh
Frozen!
my goodness!
Oh, you
That is terrible at this state in the game.
Exactly.
And if I'm not mistaken, actually later gens, fire types cannot be frozen.
I am pretty sure that is the case. But the paralysis on the Ice Court.
Oh, it's
full
fully paralysis. Paralysis.
Oh,
That
a crit
hit from the
thunder.
Thunderbolt was good timing.
But we do
But
not see another
soon.
full paralysis and gets taken out by the Hyper Beam.
So it wasn't soon enough.
Exactly. Now, will we see another Hyper... Oh,
But
No.
it swapped in to Hyper Beam. Knew it could eat that with ease.
eats that for breakfast, lunch, and possibly...
And
dessert.
returns with its own version of Hyper Beam, doing enough damage to take out Dodrio.
Alright, now let's...
Oh, another Hyper Beam
Oh.
takes it out again. This is a dominant match from the Mountain Mews.
Now, a Solid Earthquake can do some major damage,
And
and
it
it
takes
does.
half damage. Doesn't matter what he throws back. That is it. Story is done. It looks like it's going to be husband and wife in the finals.
I'm sorry, it's the end of the tale for this wonderful team of Kevin, of the coach, Kevin, the coach for
Of the Cubchews.
of the
But,
Cubchews.
fortunately, they were too sick to go forward.
Exactly. So, with that being said, our finalists for this tournament is Coach Steven of the Indianapolis Jolts
Jolts.
versus his own wife, who coaches.
Teli of the Mountain Mews.
Which one will end up on top and which one will be sent to the couch?
Either way, for Steven, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't.
I don't think we're permitted to say that, so
Yes, we are. Because it's not really a swear. Anyway, because if he wins, he might be in the doghouse by his wife. If not, he can lose it all. So either way, it's not a win-win situation for our boy Steven.
Well, it depends on how you look at it, but that's another story. Anyway, join us next time when we actually see these two
Powerhouses just go tooth and nail with each other.
exactly in the finals. See you all next time, Poke fans.
And everything else.
Signing off.
Adios, everybody.